Now that you're in a stance, you've got to add the techniques of movement. The faster you can do them, the quicker you can change from one to the other, the better defender you'll be. The quickest way to move laterally in a defensive stance is not to cross your feet. Rather, move in what is commonly called a step slide. But I think the term step slide is misleading. Why? Because to move laterally at maximum speed, you need to push, step, slide. First, push off with the foot opposite the direction you're going. Second, step with the other foot, as big a stride as you can. To speed up the stride, move the matching hand in a wax on, wax off motion. Third, slide your foot directly under your head without crossing your feet, shifting weight from one foot to the other. Now you're ready to push off and begin the sequence again. When step sliding, your feet should be close to the ground, just skimming the surface. This allows you to make quick changes of direction, and it's the most efficient way to move. If done properly, your head will move in a line horizontal to the ground without bobbing up and down. When you use the lateral push-step slide to cut a player off, he may spin or cross over and try to beat you the other way. You must change direction with him and move towards a new spot that cuts off his angle of penetration. Now, how do you quickly and efficiently make this difficult change of direction? Pivot on your outside foot and swing step your other leg in the direction of his penetration. A secret to a quick swing step is to throw your elbow in the direction of your swing step. This will ensure that your knee and elbow mirror each other and move simultaneously, making your movement highly efficient. After your swing step, you may have to convert to a sprint for a few steps before you break down to a push-step slide again. And when you do change directions, both the lead hand and the lead foot change as well. To close out means to bridge the gap between you and your opponent in such a way that you both discourage the shot and defend the drive. Now, I admit, at first, this is a difficult feat to correctly perform. You must sprint and hurry to get there, but if you arrive in a sprint, it's easy for the offense to drive by you. If you play it too conservatively to ensure that you stop the drive, he'll simply shoot a wide open shot. There's the dilemma. Now, here's the answer, and it's all in technique. First, sprint until you're within one stride of reaching him. Then, chop your steps in order to bring your body and base under control. While shortening your steps, throw up your lead hand to discourage the shot. But don't raise your torso and lose your stance and balance. Keep your bump down low. You'll have a low center of gravity and be able to change directions in case he drives. When your opponent is going to shoot near the basket, especially a quick shot, your goal should be to make him miss without fouling and to get the rebound, or at least prevent him from an easy putback. The technique to change his shot is easy. Shoot both hands up so your arms are vertical and form a wall. Hopefully you'll hinder his vision or make him shoot a little bit higher than normal. But at the very least, you've shown the officials your hands and that you have a fundamentally sound position and that you're trying not to foul. But that's only half the technique. I've seen players form the wall, make their man shoot short, only to miss the rebound and let the shooter slip by for a putback. That's why I call it the wall and block. You must create the habit of changing the shot and then quickly stepping through into a block out, ready to rebound. What if you've played perfect defense and cut off your opponent's drive, but he doesn't stop? He's determined to drive through you, or maybe he can't stop. Possibly he thinks he can slip by you at the last second, or perhaps he thinks you'll just get out of his way. Regardless of the reason he keeps coming, you have to take the charge if you're going to be a top-notch defender. To take a charge without getting called for a blocking foul, you must be squarely in the path of your opponent. And the key to getting the charge call is for both of your feet to be on the ground before you draw contact. Drawing a charge is tricky because you've got to minimize your chances of getting hurt while maximizing your chances of getting the call. We can address both of these at the same time. As your man starts to barrel into you, have your weight or center of gravity on your heels. Let your torso straighten a bit, but keep your bump out and your knees bent in an athletic position. This will put your head behind the line of your knees, and as we said earlier, this will affect your balance and make it easier to knock you down. Now, there are different ways you can use your hands and arms to protect yourself, but I favor holding one arm up and one arm down. This allows you to protect your groin, midsection, and face all at the same time. Knowing you're protected keeps you from turning your head, because if you do, your head will turn your torso and the official won't make the call. In fact, he'll change the call to a block on you. If you try to hold your ground when you get hit by a player moving at full speed, you're asking to get hurt. Instead, time his contact with your weight going backwards and get a little air under your feet. Being an inch off the ground helps to absorb the blow. Tuck your chin to your chest to protect the back of your head from hitting the floor. Fall on your bump, slap the floor with your palms, and slide backwards. This helps spread the impact. It also ensures that you don't break your fall with your hands first. If you do this, you could break your wrist. And hey, a little acting goes a long way. Let the air be forced out of you at the point of contact with a loud "ah!"